Today I want to prove that the real invasion isn't purple, it's golden. Stop looking at the void, the real enemy is already here. It doesn't want to kill you, it wants to erase your will. And the scary part is, we invited them in. Forget anything you learned since Warcraft 3. Put on your sunglasses, because the lights want to blind you. To understand why the light isn't a good force, you first need to understand its function. I will explain very briefly. We have believed the big lie for years, that light is a good and the void is bad. But in the Midnight expansion, the new dialogue of Arathor, Turalyon's son, and Alnus's fall pulverized this entire belief. The truth is, the light has no moral conscience. Arathor says exactly, the light cannot distinguish between love and hate. The light doesn't care about your being right. The light responds only and solely to your conviction. Look friends, the light isn't a force that you control. The light is a force that if you give it too much leeway, it controls you. It fills the place of reason and emotions with absolute obedience. The light is channeled like a force and you are like a lens. You can shape it into different forms and mostly it has been the goal of good people, but it might not always be so. What does this mean? It means if you believe with all of your being that you should burn down a city, the light gives you just as much power as if you wanted to heal a patient. That is why the Scarlet Crusade, despite being demonic, evil in nature, still used the light, because they had faith in their own madness and they had faith in the light. It's very similar to religion, and generally the light force is a very arrogant force. You might think they came to help us in Midnight Cinematic. Yes, that's partly true, but the rest is due to the pride it has against the void. Now, in the Midnight expansion, here is where things get scary. When the army of the light enters Silvermoon, they don't act like guests. They are an occupying force. They set up checkpoints, arrest Magister Umbric, leader of the Void Elves, and don't even answer to Lorthamar, the leader of the Blood Elves. The people of Silvermoon are whispering. The army of the light behavior has become worse than the Scourge. Arathor admits that his father tried to kill him, and the terrifying point is here. Turalyon didn't make this decision. Arathor says, I saw the brilliance of the light in his eyes. Guided by the light, my father drew his sword. Arathor himself even fell victim to his blindness, to the point where he didn't realize how many devouring husks he had killed, and he fainted. And fear overtook him. That anger and hatred were in his mind, and this wasn't what he learned as a paladin. This phenomenon is called light blindness. When a mortal being stays in the light too much, the brain gets rewritten. Turalyon no longer has a free will. He has turned into an empty vessel that the light is driving, and this driver knows only one route: the elimination of anything that isn't 100% holy or pure. We saw this in the Lightforge Vanguard as well, who were part of the Turalyon's legion but are one of the bosses of Void Aspire and stand against us. Even Latraxian, one of the great commanders of the army of the light, resist our method, and Alleria and Arathor. And in the land of Voidstorm, he takes control of the attack himself and wants to destroy the Nexus Point Xenos. And he doesn't care that with the destruction of Nexus Point Xenos, the Voidstorm might collapse on the people of Silvermoon and they might die. So the army of the light just doesn't care. Of course, light blindness isn't the only thing we understand about the light in Midnight. The magic that the guardians of the world, and also the army of the light, channeled into the Sunwell so it wouldn't fall, has caused the power of the Sunwell surge to spread to the land as well. The light energy, after saving the Sunwell, has spread through the forest of Eversong Woods. But this energy hasn't healed the trees, it has changed their nature. The trees are turning into crystal. Light plants grow aggressively and choke the natural plants. The light's goal is to remove all of Azeroth and replace it with a crystalline, ordered, and soulless world where no disorder exists. This isn't healing, this is a holy cancer. This behavior of the light is not new. Remember what happened in Legion. Did Xera, the mother of light, try to heal Illidan? No, she tried to light forge him by force and against his will. This scene shows exactly that free will has no value to the light. Illidan screamed, "I did not trade my freedom." But Xera said, "You have no choice. You have destiny to be our servant." The motto of light is, the light makes a way and all must obey. Now, if you want to see the future of Azeroth, look at the alternative past of Draenor. Yrel, who was our ally in Warlords of Draenor. What has she done there now? She told the orcs and ogres either believe in light or die. They brainwash those who surrender through a process called binding. And the scary news is, Yrel's Lightbound armies is still there, behind the dark portal. They are waiting for a signal. As soon as Turalyon or Arathi Empire give the order, Yrel will attack from the south and execute the genocide scenario of Draenor exactly on Azeroth. In the War Within, Blizzard added an important story, the people of Arathi Empire and the God Emperor. If you subscribe to my channel, I'm reaching 1000 subscribes soon. Smash that like button. I will definitely make a separate video about him. But getting back to the new threat, the group we saw in Hallowfall was just a scouting team, an armada. The main empire in Avalorren across the sea is a military superpower equipping themselves for 1,000 years. Their Emperor of Light sees a vision of huge crystal in Hallowfall and sends his legion there. Long story short, they destroyed in the storming sea, and survivors are suddenly teleported under Hallowfall. I don't want to talk about Beledar right now, but this emperor has extreme loyalists. You surely ran to the Priory of the Sacred Flame dungeon. I hated the trash units in that monastery. They attack us with violence. They are murderers. They bring the dead back to the life in a Lightforge form. In fact, they don't bury their dead. They fill them with sacred flame and raise them again to fight. It is mentioned in the game text that the Emperor has lived for thousands and hundreds of years. A normal human doesn't live that long. This means he has likely made himself immortal with light forging or holy magic. He considers himself the heir to the blood of the first human king, Thoradin. In his view, Anduin Wrynn and the rest are usurpers. He isn't coming to ally with us. He is coming to bring his misguided subjects back under his banner. The entire Arathi civilization is built on one belief: the final war between light and shadow is near. They call it Ranalash. Probably we will see it in Midnight Expansion. Why is this dangerous? Because they don't look at Azeroth as home. They look at it as a military garrison. They are willing to burn down entire forests, extract all resources, and sacrifice half of the population to win this war. For them, the end justifies the means. But who is the executive arm of this emperor that Blizzard might use as a new enemy in the future? The Sect of the Red Dawn. In patch 11.1.7, many of us didn't like Fair and Lothar, but Blizzard introduced the Red Dawn. This group is a combination of a Scarlet Crusade and Defies Brotherhood and Syndicate. Literally a fascist religious group that is also racist. They have united with the Emperor's money and support. They attack humans' caravans with orc axes to start a civil war. Their goal is to weaken the alliance so when the Emperor's Golden Fleet arrives, no one has a strength to resist. They want to build a tyrannical government where everyone impure like Undead, Worgen and Void Elves or anyone else is eliminated. Finally, we must listen to Alleria's vision. Alleria Winner saw something years ago that we didn't understand then, but it makes sense now. When she became one with Void, she saw a future where the light had won. She didn't see paradise. She saw mountains of crystals, creatures frozen in light, like insects in amber. No one aged, no one died, no one suffered, but no one lived either. Time had stopped. This is ultimate goal of the light, absolute status. The light wants to freeze the void so the void cannot touch it. They give us the security at the cost of the death of life. So let's summarize. What is the Midnight War about except Void? The light doesn't want to defeat the Void so we can be free. The lights want to defeat the Void to establish absolute order. Their strategy is a pincer movement. 1. Yrel from the south. It comes from Draenor from the Dark Portal. 2. The Emperor from the sea. Arathi. 3. Turalyon and the Red Dawn from the inside. In Midnight, our real enemy isn't only just the Void. It's the dictatorship of the light that wants to take our will. What is your opinion? Do you trust the light, or you are just a simple priest or paladin players healing people or playing as a tank? Leave a comment for me, and if you like this video, definitely subscribe to my channel and wait until the next video, and God bless you and farewell.